Hello, I'm Fred Davies with The Wholesome Life, and today we're going to talk about the urinary system. What a wonderful system to clean out the toxins out of our body, to cleanse the blood. The urinary system, also known as the renal system or urinary tract, consists of the kidneys, the ureters, the bladder, and the urethra. Notice on this graphic also that the adrenal glands sit on top of the kidneys, and you might notice at the very bottom that there's a sphincter muscle that closes off the bladder. We can often strengthen that just by focusing on it. What does the urinary system do? Well, the purpose of the urinary system is to eliminate waste from the body. It regulates the blood volume and the blood pressure and controls levels of electrolytes, metabolites, and regulates the blood pH. That's a lot of jobs for one system to do, and I'm grateful that it takes care of so many things, because with those things being taken care of, you can focus on staying well. Now, I have a couple of questions for you. How much do you think that what you eat and drink affects proper functioning of your urinary system? And just a thought question, not accusatory. Are you eating only temple quality foods? And are you drinking only water and other natural plant drinks? Let's look at some common signs of how the urinary system manifests problems, or how it will tell you that there's problems in your urinary system. You might feel pain in your lower back along the sides where the kidneys are. This would be one way to know that you might have a UTI, urinary tract infection, or kidney stones. Maybe there's inflammation in your kidneys from having too much to filter. One of the other indicators of problems is incontinence, or inability to hold the urine. Maybe it's leaking a little bit, or maybe it's actually not working at all to hold. These are correctable. Bladder and kidney stones is another indication, and getting up at night to go to the bathroom often is an indication that there might be a problem with the urinary system. Before we go to what corrects those, let's remember to check the very foundation of problems. Because remember, if a system isn't functioning properly, it may be clogged with calcification or something like that. But it might also have energy that's out of balance because of trauma, blocked energies, they're hidden blocks, other things that might get trapped there. Really easy to check, and you have all the tools with self-muscle testing to check that. So ensure your energy is flowing forward. That's the very first step. And if not, reset with the yoga pose or the 50 taps, 5 on each knee or shoulder, cross body taps, times a total of 50. Then use self-muscle testing to ensure all my body functions are online. And if that's not true, if you get a no, go through each of the sections, glands, organs, systems, and find out what is offline. Specific to the urinary system, you can check, my urinary system is online. If any systems are offline, clear any blocks. You can ask, I have blocks that need to be cleared, or I have hidden blocks in this system. And then reset it. I'm resetting my urinary system. And once you've reset it, check, my urinary system is online. And then we're ready to test to see if support is needed. My urinary system needs support. And here are some of the support options that are available for the urinary system. There's also a whole host of plants that work to rebuild the urinary system. I'll show a few of those, but by no means will I show all of them. So here's some of Dr. Christopher's formulas that are very valuable for the urinary system. The kidney formula that comes in both liquid and capsule, and there's a bulk formula called junipars. Juniper berry and parsley are the two primary ingredients in that. And that bulk formula is for the kidneys, junipars. The bladder formula and the kitty formula, kitty dry, that's similar to the bladder formula, help to restore proper bladder function. And for children, if there's bedwetting challenges, I know that the kitty dry formula works. I've had one of my children experience it, and I've seen it in many other children. Now, there's a male urinary tract formula that's especially beneficial for stones, prostate problems, and other male problems. Now, the prostate, as you might have noticed in the graphic, does surround the ureter, and so it has to flow through it. If that prostate gets inflamed, Dr. Christopher's prostate formula or the bulk prospalate would help with that prostate issue. Now, if there's a urinary tract infection, we fight UTIs with plants, and there's a whole host of plants, but the very first thing we want to do with a urinary tract infection is check to make sure we know I have a urinary tract infection. Just check that. And then my urinary tract infection is caused by bacteria, if maybe a virus, or maybe a fungus. So check those. If none of those come up as true, go back to your foundation. My urinary tract infection is caused by a spiritual block or something spiritual, a mental block or something mental, a relationship block or something dealing with my emotions. Now, you can check for, once you've found whether it's needing an antibiotic, an antiviral, or an antifungal, you can just go through the list and ask, this one, let's start with aloe. Aloe vera will help my urinary tract infection, or burdock will help my urinary tract infection, depending on what your cause is. And you can go through each one of those. Typically, I'll go through all of them and ask what will help. And then if I have them already in the house, the ones that prompted me that they would be beneficial or they would help, then I'll say, how many do I need of, will the ones I have in the house completely clear my urinary tract infection? And then how many are needed? And then you can just go through those. The other thing that we know about urinary tract infections, especially for people who have them frequently, is that we need to change out the plant. For example, an elderly man with a urinary tract infection that is constant because of some other health challenges was taking garlic consistently, and it stopped working for him. My suggestion was that he change to one of the other plants, and so we tested for and found that ginger would work for a while, and then we tested 6 weeks later and found that mullein would work for a while. And by switching out those every few weeks, it really did make a huge difference in what worked for him to keep that urinary tract infection cleared. And you can use any one of those that are listed if that's what your body says is the right one for you. If kidney or bladder stones is the problem, the anti-lytic plants may be the solution. Anti-lytic herbs help to prevent the formation of stones in the urinary system and can also help to remove those stones which are already formed. They do it by breaking down the stone. They soften it and break it down so it can pass right out. Some of the plants on the right here may be very valuable. You'll notice if you read through Dr. Christopher's formulas for kidney and bladder that several of these are in those formulas. So you might just check to see, even for stones, if one of those formulas will work just fine to clear the stones. I've had many men with kidney stones or bladder stones use the male urinary tract formula to clear them because it had the plants in there that are anti-lytic and also diuretic, and it creates more urine to flush them out. Dr. Christopher had a favorite stone dissolving recipe that I've given to many people, and they've made it at home using 2 ounces of hydrangea root powder in a quart of apple cider. Now this is organic fresh apple juice. You mix the hydrangea root powder into the apple juice and let it sit in the fridge for 2 days. And then take 2 ounces every hour of the apple juice with the hydrangea mixed in until it's gone. This formula is extremely powerful at dissolving stones of all sizes. Now, it says there, let it sit in the fridge for 2 days. If you've got stones, you're not letting anything sit. So my advice is make 2 batches. Make 2 quarts right now. Put 2 ounces of hydrangea root powder in each quart and start taking the 2 ounces every hour. That's a small glass every hour. Start taking that first batch immediately. It will be gone in about a day and a half or 2 days, and then the other one will have sat for 2 days, and you will finish it off in another 2 days and very likely pass those stones out. Use your muscle testing to see if there's still stones there, and then take another 2 batches if needed. I know people who've had kidney stones and they used their muscle testing to find out how many, and then it took 3 or 4 days to clear everything out, and very aggressive amounts. They took more than what it specifies here. Use your muscle testing to find out how much is needed. The other things that are helpful is drinking a lot more water during that time and taking in other things that help to dissolve stones like apple cider vinegar and lemon juice. And then you might want to incorporate those things in your nutrition and diet for the long term if stones is an issue for you. The next thing I want to talk about is water. You know, we could have started with water because many times urinary tract issues are caused just by not drinking water or not drinking enough pure water. What is pure water first? Well water, spring water, rainwater, tap water that's gone through a carbon filter if that tap water is treated with chemicals and has all kinds of things in it. Notice that says carbon filter, because on the other side, drinks that are not water, we're going to have a little discussion on the second one there, but let me just go through it. Sodas and colas and man-made drinks, too many things added, they're not water. Water with additives in it and juices with additives in it, pretty hard on the body. Muscle test those and see if they're going to be good for you. Reverse osmosis filtered water has had this structure change. You can look at articles by Dr. Lawrence Wilson online, and I've referred to him before in the water principle. Reverse osmosis filtered water is very damaging to the body. It's acid and it doesn't properly hydrate the body. And I've got quite a few clients that have changed their water and immediately start getting better. It's amazing what one thing does for us. Now, a reminder, how much water is enough? The standard that many people know is 1 ounce of water, pure water, per pound of body weight. That can include the herbal teas or herbal infusions that you're making, because they're being made with pure water or distilled water if you're making a tea. Now, you've cleaned out your urinary tract and it's working properly again. If you're still struggling with your muscle testing or anything else to figure out what's right, please ask and we'll help you on that. Thank you.